Paul must be very excited by the new phase of plans that have come out for the new stadium.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and I think it's pictures like this that start to make it real for the fans as well as for those of us that have been working on this project for some time.
Your responsibility, would it be to go sort of travel around the world and see if you can get the best sponsor naming rights for the stadium you can?
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to be probably a year or so on the road, and we've already sort of looked at a trip to the Middle East, which starts in a couple of weeks. We've got a further trip to Asia planned for a little bit later in the summer. And we'll be visiting the US as well. So we are genuinely getting around the world, and naming rights projects of this size and stadiums of this size need a global brand behind them. The money involved is significant. It's an important part of the financing, and therefore we think we've got to travel the world to find that right partner.
Do you almost feel a massive weight on your shoulders because the fans here are probably desperate to know what the new name of the stadium is going to be, and sort of it's in your hands, isn't it, really?
Well, to some extent, there is a pressure, but the most important thing is to get the right partner. Not just the right partner financially, but also in terms of the brand fit as well. Clearly we're going to look very carefully at that, and we know that the fans will be speculating and talking about this because we are fans ourselves, and we will be doing the same if we were not working on the project. So we know it's important, we know how important it is, and we'll do our best to keep people up to date with how it's going.
Why do you see the Middle East, Asia, America as potential markets?
Well, I think a lot of the big and emerging brands that need global profile and need to become famous quickly are emerging from the Middle East and the Far East at the moment, and therefore the likelihood is that the potential sponsor is going to come from one of those two regions. In the US, we're looking there because they have a much more considered history of getting involved in sponsoring stadiums, so therefore they're much more experienced, they understand how it works, what benefits they can get, and therefore there's a chance that an American brand could emerge as being a potential partner as well. They're the three sort of regions that we're targeting, but it's not to say that something couldn't come out of the UK or Europe, but at this stage we think it would more likely to be the Middle East or Asia Pacific, or possibly the US.
Just finally, obviously you was involved in the preliminary plans for the new Wembley. How does this compare? Does it excite you now being again another new venture, another new stadium?
Well, this is a club I've supported all my life, so it's very exciting for me. It was exciting to be involved in the development of the National Stadium, albeit now that was nearly a decade ago. It doesn't seem possible, but this is exciting because this is about regenerating a community, one that a lot of us have grown up in and around, and therefore I think to see this area improved with the stadium as a cornerstone is fantastically exciting, and potentially great for so many people that live in and around this part of North London.